Oh, this is very nice. Well, good evening, Sparky viewers and Sparky fans. And to Sparky haters, well, you know what's coming up. I love you even more. That's even possible, which, of course, it is. So, welcome to Sparky's Rhymes Against Humanity. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Young Lainey, behind the lens there, she pulls one of my many hundreds of poems from that, and I read it, or if I can remember it, even perform it. So, right, now before I get to tonight's one, last Thursday we had this one in every pub. We had to cut out a third of it because regrettably, I don't know if Lainey had been drinking or anything, I was upside down and sideways on the camera, which I thought actually looked better myself, but then I would, wouldn't I? I'm quite awkward. So we have edited a lot of it, and it does explain at the end, but do please look at this one, because I think it's one of my better poems. Of course, not that that's hard, I can hear my haters say, but check it out, it's interesting. Also, last night, now I've done this one before on Rhymes Against Humanity night, but All Guns Blazing, my very good friend from Chicago and brilliant filmmaker, he does quite a bit for Deadliest Catch, if you watch that. That's the crab fisherman in the icy Bering Sea waters, great series, but he does quite a lot of my stuff if you check back to all my YouTubes, and he's done one on this last night, All Guns Blazing, and I think it's a work of art, frankly, it is. So cheers, Tom, thank you very much. And also, I won't bother the Facebooks tonight, but the YouTube, MC Sparky the Dangerous Poet, please like, share and subscribe. Give my channel a boost. I'm constantly updating. There are loads of them out there. Something if my haters can hate even less. And my likers and lovers, Lord James E. Hall, like even more. If that's even possible. So, enough subterfuge, diatribe and banter. Tonight's one. What difference? This one was written back in the murky days of 1997 when I was 28. It was in the fall, the autumn, and I like to think of myself in the main as quite an upbeat, optimistic, if not pragmatic, but leaning towards optimistic kind of person. But the real pragmatist knows you get quite a few negative days in the year, some very bad and down ones, and I was feeling in quite a mood when I wrote this, because I'm snapping out at many levels, personal, family, relationship, and just internationally. The news was just quite bad that year. We had the death of Diana and quite a few other things floating around. So I think the words will speak for themselves, and I'll get on with it. What difference? And Stanley the dog, don't you point the camera, you know what happened last time, is actually eating my leg at the minute. So be aware, that'll put me in a mood. What difference? What difference will they ever make? These words I speak in rhyme to you. What boundaries will they finally break? What sleeping giant will they awake? What bit of effort will it take to get the message through? What costs the freedom of our speech when no such thing exists? The only thing they ever teach is everything is out of reach. True values from this system breach, our lifeblood from our bodies leach. Their cruelty on us still impeach until we slit our wrists. So what then will our children learn? And who will they believe? When ideas spin and tables turn, can't sort the bow out from the stern, and everything's burn, baby, burn. They still the air we breathe. For 80 years, they lead us on. We wait with bated breath, and then too late. You've sung your song, you've been a sucker all along. And when you're spent, from this world gone, they'll charge you for your death. They stripped us of our dignity, not so far back down time's long track. The demons live eternally. What peace of mind for us to see. What kind of people will we be when finally we do crack? They blamed it on society. The white man ate the black. But what's this thing of black and white when stuck between the day and night, and both are wrong and both are right, and we in madness have to fight our way across this rutted track? They told us we could never be. The masters of our dreams. Unworthy of our destinies, they'd never set our spirits free till buried in the cemetery among our loved ones' screams. And then they said we'd been misled. Our chance would come but once. But we saw what those letters read. They cut us twice before we bled. And someday we'll rise overhead, this lying bunch of chaps. Thank you very much. See how I didn't apply that Anglo-Saxon expletive profanity at the end. I was very tempted. It's a very fine word done appropriately. And I may not be a gynecologist, but I know what one looks like when I'm talking about that person over there who's horrible. But I didn't use it. There you go. We do have standards. So, thank you very much for that. Hope you enjoyed it, if that's the right word for that kind of poem, or it meant something. If it didn't, I hope you bloody hated it. Bit in between I struggle with. I like fire and ice, tepid water, not so much. Not so great. This is also very nice. Lady, anyone to say hello to?
Lord James Lee Hall
Lord
and Kerry.
James Lee Hall and Kerry, my greatest fan indeed.
And we have Steve from the Co-op down
Steve,
Brackleshire.
East Wittering, we're down, I think, at some point. Somewhere in time. Cheers, mate.
And Jude and Gid, miss you.
Ah, Jude and Gid. Ah, this for you, Gid. Nonsense. I can smell them a mile off, mate. Remember that. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
And of course, Oscar.
Oscar, you lazy bastard. Get a job. Oh, no, I normally say that. You have. You're doing this YouTube. Good lad. Get it up there. Make it count. And remember, any of you are snowflakes, I am coming for you. I'm going to jump through the bloody screen. You're doomed. Cheers. Good night.